everybody, it's Charisma from Charisma's Corner, and we're in the little pink barn today. And today we're going to work on confetti cake. So a few weeks ago, months ago, whenever ago, I shared the banana split template, and I shared with you that there was about 16, 20 patterns. I never know because I am constantly designing things and then I release them. But I am pretty sure that I had listed 16 in that post. Anyway, confetti cake is one of them. It's probably one of the easiest ones because there is no side A or side B. But anyways, we're gonna go through that and I'll show you how to use the template again. And then I wanted to demonstrate one of the patterns that you could get with it, which is confetti cake, and it's this quilt right here. And I love this quilt. I think that it is just a good mix of everything that I love to design with. There's some color, there's black and white for that constant, and it's just a little bit of movement and motion, and I really love that. And it's, you know, sort of planned in a way because of the black and white constants. And it looks a little modern, but it doesn't have to be modern. You can make it with florals, polka dots, anything that you want. And I sort of went with confetti cake because of, you know, kind of the sprinkles and that sort of rainbow thing when you open up a piece of cake and it has those sprinkles cooked in it. It's kind of a fun thing, and I remember that being a fun thing as a kid. So anyways, let's get started. And with the banana split template, you do not have to have that template for any of the patterns. I have the paper ones included in the pattern, but if you would prefer to have the acrylic template, you can go ahead and purchase this separately. But what you're going to do is grab your jelly roll strips, any sort of jelly roll that you want to work with, and you're going to sew 2 sets of strips together. So your 2.5-inch strips. And then after you get that done, you're going to cut them into sections. The pattern has all of the sizes for that. So we're going to cut our sections. And then once we cut all of our sections from our strips, we're going to use our template to cut those half square triangles. And the great thing about confetti cake, some of the patterns use X amount of side A triangles and some use X amount of side B. In this one, it doesn't matter. You just need to choose side A or side B, whatever you prefer. They're going to look the same. You just aren't going to want a mix of them because then it won't turn out the same because you want all of the small pieces in the center. And so to just be consistent with whatever side that you choose. So then when we cut our triangles, part of the banana split template is that it has this dashed line in the middle so that you can line it up on the seam when you're cutting, and then you can line it up on one of these corners. I am cutting template A, and I know that because I can read it on here, and then if I were to flip it over, I could read template B, and template A wouldn't be backwards. So anyways, so I'm gonna go ahead and cut this. Now you have 2 triangles, and you wanna do that with all of your sections. I'm just going to go ahead and demonstrate that again. So I'm going to line it up on that corner, make sure that the seam is lined up with that dashed line. And now I have some triangles here. So the other part of the pattern is that not only do you sew your 2 strips together, cut those sections, you're going to cut a bunch of black and white triangles in 2 different sizes. The smaller size you're going to pair up with your jelly roll strip triangles, and then the big black and white ones you're going to use when you set your quilt. So if we look at our sample here, you'll see that we have a black and white, or a black pinwheel block, then we have a black and white half square triangle, then we have a white pinwheel block. So you just want to make sure that when you're laying out your quilt, there's a diagram in the quilt pattern. It shows you how to lay those out so you can get that fraction of color and make sure that you're making those shapes with your blocks, because you'll want to lay your triangles a certain way, you know, coordinating with the black and white. So then, now that you have all of those cut, we're going to go ahead and pair our colored triangles with our black and white ones, and then, you know, of course you can chain piece those. But what we're going to do is go ahead and line up that corner, and then you'll go ahead and sew on that line. I'm just going to go ahead and do the same thing with my black one here. And then you can see how those get laid out into our pinwheel blocks. So I love how it forms that little one and then it's part of the bigger one. Okay, so then we're just going to sew those together. Okay, so here are our blocks, and I'm going to go ahead and press those. And then we have our black and white half square triangles, and you can kind of see how those go together here. Okay, so that is the Confetti Cake quilt. It is so fast and easy. It's just a lot of cutting in the beginning, and then once you can get those cut and start sewing, it goes pretty quickly, and it gives you a way to use those jelly rolls or strip rolls that we all collect. And you can make these in florals, polka dots, stripes, anything. I think it's all going to work out well, and then you have this sweet quilt. And I am so happy that you joined me today, and until next time, bye.